Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Well, it has been a time, hasn't it? Failing to get this live streaming going, figuring out coursework for online learning and panic buying. You guys had to pack up and roll out fast. You know, something weird happened with my Aunt Jerry, I heard. You know, got a little glitchy, feverish, bleeding from her eyes. They locked her in the basement. Something weird happened with the cat that I don't want to talk about, but I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I have some notes here to talk about today. One, relate to the millennials. There's a note here about Brock likes Nickelback. That's pretty funny. I'm also supposed to talk about our syllabus and, just some general ideas about dealing with life in quarantine. So how about we do that? I put the syllabus notes up onto Schoology yesterday, the revised syllabus. A couple of things about that. It's going to be what we call asynchronous. We will not be logging into conferences, video conferences in real time. That's designed to give you guys more flexibility. That's the flexibility, frankly, that students asked for during the course of the survey that I put out last weekend. So flexibility to do the work on your own time. The work is going to change just a little bit. There will be short arguments as usual. Those are unchanged. I have cut what in the former syllabus was the last assignment on decolonizing America. I think that's going to be too complex to do without face-to-face instruction. We will have at least one lecture that will be broadcast in real time, and that should be on the first day of Morrison Sula. We'll talk about the program area. We might have some more lectures kind of interpopulating, but that one's kind of critical to understanding the remainder of the course. We will be able to do, in lieu of office hours, we'll have Google Hangouts. So if you give me, a day's notice or so, we can have a Google Hangout fast and easy. Those are available for free through our Lion email accounts. You can use it on desktop right through your browser, or you can use it through the the Google Hangouts app. Very easy to use. I want to spend a few minutes talking about, life in pandemic. It's going to be kind of different. I'm going to change some of our habits and customs here in the U.S. It's going to be, like any change in habits, it's going to take some effort. So I'm just going to I'm going to write some stuff on the board. How about that? One. If we have rules given to us by officials, we need to follow them. I know it's really easy to say, it's just one little trip, or it's just going to see family, but if they tell us we need to stay in our homes, we should do that. We already know that we should be staying away from older family members and neighbors to the best of our ability. People with pre-existing conditions need to stay away from them with the best of our ability. If we come to austerity measures, and today, March 17, already some of the big cities are doing this. In San Francisco, for instance, basically like a 24-hour curfew. If we have policies like that, you need to follow them. I need to follow them. We have something kind of like a nation of Karens here, where we all think the rules don't quite apply. We're exceptional, so we can ask for the manager on any given case. Really, we just need to follow the rules. They're there for a reason. I also think I would encourage you guys to limit your intake on social media. That may be hard to do, given that we have like flex time and kind of out of our routines, so on. But social media is where misinformation, maybe even disinformation, will be circulating, and it's not going to be a conducive place for peace and mindfulness. It's the kind of place where you're likelier to have more anxiety created than less. Encourage you instead to create other channels, direct channels through text, FaceTime, this kind of stuff, to talk with your friends, share what's going on in life. But, limit the social media, I think, would be a good idea, as hard as it is to do in terms of creating habits. You should also, in terms of creating habits, while you're home, to the best of your ability, create your own daily schedule. It's not going to be as regimented as during the regular, business as usual. So our class, for instance, is not going to meet Tuesdays, Thursdays at 9:30. I think many of your classes will be kind of on ad hoc meeting basis. And as a result, that's going to mean, maybe slipping into some bad habits of just poor time management. So our schedule at home is, I'm going to get up, I'll have some research reading time, I'll have some other time that I spend doing class prep in the morning, try to get all that done by lunch, do grading in the afternoon, try to create a rhythm so that things keep moving forward. What are the other things to do with our time? Because there's probably going to be a little extra free time. In that daily schedule, or in or around that daily schedule, after you've taken care of your work, what to do when you're home and it starts to be not so much fun anymore. It starts to be pretty weird. Here's some ideas. If you're mechanically inclined, tinker with stuff. Take stuff apart. Make it back together. I don't know what this really means because this isn't like my kind of bailiwick, but tinkerers like to tinker. It brings peace, right? More my bailiwick. Make art. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to share it with anybody. Write a song on like GarageBand. Take old paper and make a collage of it. I don't know, this kind of stuff. The process orientation of it is proven to bring peace and mindfulness. Of course, for us, it's easy to say, read something. Not just for class, on your own, whatever. I don't really care. Reading is going to help you kind of push the terrors and anxieties of the outside world further out of your mind, and I think that would be helpful. We're already under pressures to stay away from public places, to minimize our class time, for instance, to minimize time at the grocery store. Nothing said so far about time out in nature. So, it's through the window here, I see just rain, and it's not really ideal. But, after a few days when the rain clears out, it'd be a great time to start thinking about hikes you can take, which will be, that's one way to get out of the house. Get out of the house, into nature, one way or another. Maybe you can get out into nature and tinker with stuff. I don't know. It's possible. That's kind of where we're at for today, and I'm going to ring off here in a moment and let you guys enjoy your extended spring break. We will reconvene to the extent that we convene after spring break and get back into our reading habits, reading schedules. If you guys have questions about these policies, I know that the live stream failed, so we're not doing questions in real time, but if you have questions about policies, please let me know. I will work it out with you guys the best I can. I'm also eager to see you guys again. It's kind of a sad thing for us to part ways so abruptly, but I guess it is what it is. Get some rest, wash your hands, and family members start acting glitchy. It's probably better to act on that earlier than later is kind of what I'm thinking.